I see freight train, going so fast. Freight train, going so fast. Well, I don't care what train I'm on, as long as it keeps
They
on
do all these fast
rolling
things. I saw this
on.
young teenage girl playing
Don't know where
metal.
I'm headed for. Makes no difference, I say anymore. Well, I got no future. I've got no home.
The June Bear wasn't coming through the.
Freight train,
Is that good?
freight train, going so fast. Freight train, going so fast.
Okay, we're good.
Well, I don't care.
My harmonica.
Train I'm on.
Harmonica.
As long as it keeps on
Yeah, there we go.
rolling on.
That's good enough.
Checking. Hello. Come on, on the segment. Good time.
Who's got the big lights?
Something deep I said.
The big lights.
Inside me dying. Well, I've got to keep moving on till the memories of her gone. Well, I say, freight train, going so fast. Freight train, yeah, going so fast. Well, I don't care what train I'm on, as long as it keeps on rolling on.
Test your mic there.
When I die,
Checking. There we go. Go. Oh, come around to the segment. Good time.
well, I
don't mind doing that.
goes on my head and feet, telling me that I've gone.
Yeah.
Well, I say,
Oh yeah, it's coming through heavy duty.
I believe it.
going so fast. Freight train,
Going so
so
fast.
fast. Well, I don't care which train I'm on, as long as it keeps a rolling on. Well, I say I don't care what train I'm on, as long as it keeps a rolling on. Well, the train
He's still rolling.
on. Well, the
Runaway
train
train.
keeps rolling on and on and on.
Coming up. Banks Road today.
Something's feeding back. Can hear that.
Whoa. I can hear it.
There, it's off now. There we go.
Yeah, I had the wrong.
It wasn't you, Trevor. It wasn't you up there. Okay, we're ready to rock.
Well, you might be.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, so you guys are ready.
I'm just letting them know that we're ready. Apparently.
Yeah, it just usually goes off if I'm not
talking. I was walking down the street the other day, taking in the sights. On my way to visit, I bumped into an Ohio Street friend I hadn't seen in years. He wasn't looking no too good, no.
Oh, is it?
Needed some potluck, oh,
That'd be scary.
potluck, oh, now see him through all right. Needed some potluck, oh, potluck. You know, sometimes I like to watch the ponies run around the track.
When we first started,
every now and
all of a
then.
sudden we dropped off because we took time.
Oh, Oh, such power and grace.
Like 65.
Honey down on five to win, place, and show. I sit back down and I pray.
We have to take a chat.
Hotline, oh, hotline.
Trevor, every once in a while there's some great people who will be chatting up to you also, you know.
Little hotline, oh, hotline.
In case, because it comes over a different site or something, doesn't it? Yeah, so there's people chatting, so every once in a while you can say so-and-so says hi or whatever, you know, whenever it comes in.
Now you and me, girl, we've been together for many years. Oh, it's a beautiful thing when a little bit of luck comes our way.
Okay, you gonna count from 5 to 3 for me?
Oh, you can hear us sing.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing? Welcome to the Duncan Showroom for the 25th edition of Eugene Smith's Travels and Tales. We're running a bit late today. That's okay. We had a snowstorm yesterday in Duncan, and the showroom computer blew up.
It did too.
Well, it did something, and so our cameras are down. And Trevor, genius that he is, has set up an auxiliary system. So thanks so much, Trevor. Dr. Ted's off in Ontario visiting his father, and Longevity John is swooning over a pie. So I'm glad you're all well out there. How you doing, Gene?
I'm doing fine. I woke up this morning though with that snowstorm and my blinds were down and it'd been rain. Well, it's been raining for the last 3 days, right? And I heard the rain around 2 o'clock this morning or whatever time it was, and then I woke up later on in the morning and I opened up the blinds and it was like Christmas.
Did
White
you
Christmas.
feel like a little boy?
Just blew me away. I was so shocked. Yeah, I did. I felt like a little boy.
And it was such a wet snow. It sort of sounded like rain, especially you're a metal roof guy too.
Yeah, but it was coming down.
Oh my, it was heavy.
Like it was rain.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this week we have a very special guest, our friend Don Wilke from Duncan, songwriter, bluesman, slacky guitar artist, and also been working on his National Steel for the last few years. So Don is a chef as well with the Coast Guard. How you doing, Don? Great to have you here.
I'm doing wonderful. This is the night before I go back to sea.
Well, thank you for coming, because that's...
yeah, I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here.
And you're getting close to retirement, you said, so that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Not from music, but from cooking.
Yeah, cooking. Yeah.
How many years have you been with the Coast Guard?
About 18 years, I think.
Ay, chihuahua. That can't be an easy career. I mean, first of all, have good sea legs.
It's just a way of life. You get used to it, and it's like music. Once you start it, it's a way of life. There's no
right.
It takes you just as much as you take it.
I bet. Yeah. Do you sort of have to get into sort of a Zen space and just go in and do it? You're on for a month straight, aren't you?
Yeah, month on, month off.
Wow.
I bet you most guys that you talk to that are in the Guard will say that it's the month off that they really like about the job.
Right. It's a nice treat. Because the month you're working probably goes really quickly.
Yeah, it can.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can.
Nice. So, oh, sorry, Gene, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, so like, when you're I was going to ask you, do you play your music on the ship at all?
I take a guitar and I play, but mostly for myself in my room.
Oh, okay.
I when I was younger, when I first joined back, and I was a lot younger, we used to, drink beers on the back deck and play music. But as the years go on, it's the crews get older and more sensible, and not so many parties. So yeah.
So, but do they know you're going to be on the show tonight?
I don't think so. No.
What?
No. Well, we don't really. I don't even know who I'm sailing with until tomorrow. I'll find out who's there.
Oh, okay.
But when we're home, we pretty well keep to ourselves.
Yeah. Well, I keep to myself too. Yeah. The way of life. So, are you? Do you have anybody chatting with us, Billy? There?
No. Go ahead. Have you got? You want to start off with a song?
Yeah. What's that? Oh, just Long John.
And I apologize, I don't have the YouTube channel up that I normally have. So for those of you who are normal listeners, thank you for tuning in. I can't see your comments today, but that's okay.
Oh, okay.
So thank you for tuning in, YouTubers.
So what do you have for us, Don?
Oh, well, I thought I'd do this tune that actually Bill helped me write called Angelina.
Ah.
And
It's a beauty.
yeah, it's one of my favorites. It goes something like this. Well, saddle my pony and bring me my gun. There's trouble coming, and I am one like a tumbleweed blowing. Now I have to fly. Oh, don't say a word, Angelina, don't cry. Too much tequila and whiskey and wine. Down in the cantina, I saw that cowboy dancing with what I thought was mine. Yeah, my blood ran cold. I went out of my mind. I didn't mean to kill him. Angelina, don't cry. When I cross the borderline, I'm gonna send for you. In a little bit of time, when things get quiet, I'll get a message through to you. When I cross the borderline, girl, we can start brand new. Me and you. So hush, my Chiquita, don't let us fly. Angelina, 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 please don't cry. Don't cry, Angelina, just take my hand. There's a restless wind blowing tonight on the old Rio Grande, and your eyes are shining just like your diamond eyes. Oh, don't say a word, Angelina, don't cry. No, don't say a word, Angelina, don't cry.
All right, lovely. I love that one.
Angelina.
And I like the way you evolved it. You really gave it that Mexicali kind of feel.
Yeah.
The Mexicali waltz.
Tex-Mex.
Tex-Mex, yeah. That's what we were looking for.
Gene, you want to fire a couple of questions and then
Well,
before Don does its story?
I remember one time, Don, you told me a story about how when you were working on the rigs in off the coast of Mexico or something like that, and you were making gourmet food for the people that were working on the oil rig. Do you remember telling me that story and how you had to change your menu and everything? Do you remember
Yes,
that?
I did.
Please.
Yeah, well, you know, The folks, I was working in the Gulf of Mexico, and most of the folks were from the southern states,
Yeah, yeah.
and I was working on this small vessel, and we were what they call hoteling. So we were the hotel for the work job, which was so that was our only job, and there was to be out in the sea anchored and being a hotel.
Yeah.
Well, these guys worked on this oil rig, and they were used to, and the company that had hired myself were looking for Canadian cooks because they figured Canadian cooks could deal with different nationalities, and there was a ton of nationalities. You know, there was like guys from Eastern Europe, like and Romania and Poland and Russia, and there was guys from, you know, the Philippines and Thailand, and there was guys from, you know, a lot from the southern states, and there was, you know, Russia. It was a totally international crew. Oh, British, the Brits and the Canadians. So it was big British. It was actually a British company, but working in American waters for Americans on an American job. So, anyways, yes. They called me up to the captain called me up. Yeah, you know, Don, the boys they're not too happy.
What were you?
You're not deep frying enough food.
What were you making?
And you know, I was making what I make, which is what I consider it's great regular good food. You know, I wasn't, you know, I didn't serve French fries every meal, and I didn't, you know. I owned a restaurant here in town, and we didn't even own a deep fryer in that restaurant. And we, you know, that's the standard of food was good. It was healthy and good, you know. And so I said, okay, I'll show these guys, man. I'll deep fry every bloody thing. So I did, and you know, it kind of hurt me as I'm doing it. I'm mumbling to myself, oh, the deep fry. They loved it. Oh, chef, this is great, you know. Excellent.
You became top chef all of a sudden. Yeah, I remember you telling me that. You were saying, especially some of the southern boys, they wanted the gravy and the mashed potatoes and grits and all that.
Yeah.
What's with this? Yeah, what's with this gourmet food? You know. Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
There you go.
Yeah.
I remember. Although you know, even in the guard here, because I work on the West Coast, and I will say that most of the Canadians that I worked with when I was working in the Gulf were from the East Coast. So you know, there's a different style of cooking from the East Coast to the West Coast. A lot of salt cod and bologna, and you know, it's a whole different.
Cod tongues, I want them from the cod tongues. Cheeks.
Yeah. Thank God they're screech too. You know?
Well, the screech is different nowadays. When in the 80s, when I used to go to St. John's, I mean, you got real screech. Now it's you know, it's become.
It's dummied down a bit.
Yeah, that's the same with if you've ever been to like Hyder, Alaska. They've got they call it Everclear. And when I first went there, it was like 110 proof or whatever. Now it's only 90.
90, yeah. The screech in the liquor stores, like you say, has been watered down. It's like, So what's going on over there, Billy?
Oh, we're having fun. Yeah, Don, I was just wondering, what about good stories from your chefing adventures? What about a story from your musical adventures over the years? Anything stand out you want to share with us?
Well, you know, I was thinking, you know, music is such a wonderful thing because, you know, we were talking earlier, and I was telling you know, how I think I'm just a hack, you know, as compared to the greats, and I shouldn't compare myself to the greats like you. But, you know, but even as a hack, for me, you know, to have played certain gigs and to have met my idols. I don't know if you've ever, you know, met your idols and you know, I got real interested for a while in Hawaiian slack key music. And I got to meet my idol and play guitar with him and, you know, do a show with him. And it was like Raymond Kane. The late, great Raymond Kane. And, you know, it's such a thrill, you know. And actually, because of that, I was invited to play some other shows, a Hawaiian show where I got to meet Bob Brosman and do a couple shows with him and jam with him all night,
Okay.
which is what an industry, the music
Yeah.
industry. What an
Yeah.
industry. Where a guy like me, and you hear stories of like, I've heard of Randy Bachman telling of when he was in the kitchen of some community hall, watching. He was so young and watching Chet Atkins.
Oh yeah.
You get to meet these people that I don't want to say idolize, but follow and try to learn their
Well,
riffs and.
well, yeah, I know what you mean because I remember, like, growing up in Toronto in the jazz scene, and everybody talked about Lenny Bro. And then when I moved out here in the '70s, I got to open up for Lenny Bro for 2 weeks in a
Wow.
row,
Wow.
and like, but I
Yeah.
knew who he was,
Yeah.
and so now I'm getting to share the same dressing room with the guy, and now I'm finding out why. And when you hear him play, when you heard him play, it was like, now I know why somebody like Chet Atkins said that one of the best jazz guitarists was Lenny Bro, and that's Chet coming from Chet
Chet
Atkins.
Atkins, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Well,
You know.
he was a prodigy.
Yeah,
Was,
yeah,
Here's
yeah.
another guy that was raised real early in the industry.
Yeah,
Started
Chet
real.
Atkins.
No, Lenny
Oh,
Bro.
Lenny Bro. Yeah, 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 yeah.
And one of the other great highlights, of course, was in Toronto, and I had a band at that time, and but I was still a homebody, and I was working too, and in a day job. And my drummer called me up one night, who was the opposite of a homebody,
Yeah, yeah.
and he calls me up about 2 o'clock in the morning, and he said, "I'm at the corner of Bloor and whatever it was, at a booze can, and George Thorogood is here, and he's going to get up on stage and play. Bring your guitar down, and you'll get up and play with him." And that was like, wow,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
highlight
yeah.
of another. That's what I say, what an industry where you
Well,
can do
that's
that.
right. That's true. You know.
And my drummer told me later on, it was funny because my drummer actually was when I met him, he was an art student going to OCA, and he was more into art than music, but he had a drum set and he played
Yeah.
okay, simple but nice.
Yeah, yeah.
I really liked him, liked his playing style. So anyways, he was at the booze can sitting next to Thorogood, and he didn't know who he was. And they start talking music, and for some reason, and Thorogood says, "Well, what kind of music do you play?" And he goes, "Well, Lonesome Dawn, he plays a lot of covers of like Creedence and George Thorogood." And, it's like,
And he's sitting there talking to him. He doesn't know it's him.
doesn't even know it's him. And so, of course, he got clued in, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so he got on the phone, and that's when I came down, and that's why I say, what an industry.
Yeah, you meet all. Yeah, you meet. Yeah, you just meet people you've heard about before, even if they're not your idols. But you meet them somewhere down the line. You might meet them just by chance.
By chance, in the back room, or
like it's like when I was with Ronnie and Andy Williams and Frankie Avalon and Henry Mancini came into the club after they had finished at the O'Keefe Center. So there's Frankie Avalon up on stage with his trumpet playing with the band, like, you know what I mean? And he was actually quite good. He was actually quite good. But for me and the guys in the band, we all heard about Frankie Avalon and Annette Funicello and the Mickey Mouse Club, but now all of a sudden there's this guy on stage for real. It's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My band, we hosted the Jam one night at Grossman's Pub. Do you remember Grossman's?
Mm-hmm.
On a Sunday, and that was a pub. Have you ever been there, John? Long John? Because that pub, they smoked dope in it and everything. It was unreal.
I know.
It was a place.
The police never bothered them at all. I know.
It was just down the road from the King Eddie Hotel.
Yeah.
And so, they had great bands play there. And, like B.B. King would play there. Anyways, the night that I was hosting the jam, it was Peggy Lee was playing at
wow.
And her guitar players came and jammed at the club. That's great, right?
Yeah.
So,
I think Down Child Blues Band started there too.
I
believe so.
Yeah.
Donnie and those guys. Yeah.
I used to see them up in the Danforth though at the Black Swan.
Black Swan.
Black
Yeah.
Swan,
Yep. They would be there. Yep. But Yeah, it was exciting. Well, we grew up in exciting times with music, like you
yeah.
know, because all that music that we're listening to today on the radio, it still stands up. It's almost like classical
That's right.
music.
That's right.
You know, we
Yeah,
were,
yeah, it is.
you know, I think that
Yeah.
period will. I think something like that will come around again someday, but not maybe in our lifetime. But it'll
No.
come around sometime down the road. You know, I think.
You know, I think it's like once 100 years or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah,
Because you know, you look back at like Stephen Foster.
yeah, yeah,
That's the guy home on the range and all
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you know, and yeah,
And he played with Ronnie Hawkins.
Did
we
you?
were talking about someone
Oh,
different.
I'm talking about
Is it
David.
Stephen
I'm talking
Foster
about
or
David Foster.
uh,
Steel Home on the Range.
yeah?
Okay,
Who am I
I
thinking
got
of?
my wrong Fosters.
Ronnie's not that old.
No, Ronnie's not that
Do
old.
you know who I'm talking about?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, yeah.
This is Stephen Foster.
Stephen Foster. Yeah,
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 you know,
you're
great
right.
American. He was like the Dylan of the
Yeah, yeah,
1850s.
yeah.
You know,
That's
and
right.
yeah. So yeah, it was a
So
renaissance in our time.
in our time, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's too bad, Bill. You no comments are coming in.
I'm
Period.
sorry about that. Trev did hook me up a gizmo, but I don't have the live chat going for some reason. So, anything on
Okay.
Facebook there, Trevor? He's going to look at it for me. Hold on, just talk for a second. Whether I didn't turn it on or something? What did I do? Oh,
This is a well-run program here,
I
ladies and
forgot to
gentlemen.
turn her on.
Forgot
Well,
to turn on the power.
and a couple of classics on stage. How's our buzz going there, Trevor? We ready for another song? We got that ironed out. And thanks again to Trevor for setting up an entirely new system
Yeah,
in
real
15
quick.
minutes. That was great after
Yes.
our brownout.
Yes.
Done?
Hey, be careful when you say
Oh,
that.
sorry. I keep misusing your color or something. Yeah. What do you got there, Mr. Wilke?
Yeah, let's do an old song from the 20s called Lazy Bones. Lazy bones sleeping in a shed. How you gonna get your cornmeal made? You never get your cornmeal made. Lying in the noonday shade. Lazy bone moping through the day. How'd you expect to make a dime that way? You'll never make a dime that way. Never heard a word I say. Oh, and the taters need spraying. I bet you keep praying that the bugs fall from the vine. And when you go fishing, I'll bet you keep a wishing that the fish don't grab at your line. Lazy bone moping through the day. How'd you expect to get your cornmeal made? You'll never get your cornmeal made. Never heard a word I say. Oh, and the taters need spraying. I bet you keep praying that the bugs fall from the vine. And when you go fishing, I'll bet you keep a wishing that the fish don't grab at your line. Lazy bones sleeping in the shade. How'd you expect to get your cornmeal made? Never get your cornmeal made. Never heard a word I say.
All right, Lazy Bones. Thank you, Don.
Beauty, man.
That was Don Wilke with our classic Eugene Smith on harmonica. We sure appreciate coming in, Don, and sharing some tunes and some stories, and especially after that wild snowstorm.
Wild
there's
in the country.
only a couple of inches out there, isn't there? But for the island, that's a snowstorm.
So, Billy, this
Yes,
is
sir.
it for us until the new year, right?
That's right. Eugene Smith is going back to Ontario to see his lady, and Ted's back in Ontario. You'll be back on what date, Gene?
I'm back on the 6th.
On the 6th.
I think
Hold on,
that's
I was
when
just trying to look that up to see what day of the week that was. So we could maybe tell people when to reasonably expect us. I'm scrambling for my phone. What did I do?
Probably a week or two after I'm back, you know what I mean?
Right.
At least a week or so after I'm back. Maybe the second week I'm back, and we can do something. I think that'd be good.
That sounds
Because
good.
I was told I didn't have to. Well, even in the summertime, I didn't have to isolate, but it would be nice just to stay indoors for a week or two.
Which you are quite adept at doing.
I do that anyways.
So the 12th or the 19th, we'll see.
It'll be warmer when I get back. Yeah.
Okay, so we look forward to seeing you in the new year. That'll be 2021, and hopefully COVID things will turn around. And thanks again, Don. Best of luck to you in all your adventures.
And thanks, Trevor, for all your hard work and putting it together as
great.
fast as you possibly could.
You
And
did a great
John,
job.
we haven't heard much from John. I think
He's eating the whole pot.
I think he's probably
he's in a
stuffing
stupor. A pastry stupor.
He might be upstairs. Yeah. I'm not sure where he is.
Let's talk about him. Okay. Thanks again to the showroom. Best of
Merry Christmas,
travels.
everybody. Happy New Year, and be safe. And take care. We'll see you next year.
Bye now. Thanks again, Don.
Okay. Bye now.
Strawberries, strawberries. Everybody get some fresh strawberries. All right. Strawberries, strawberries. Everybody get them fresh strawberries. All right. Love the good and juicy and red and ready to eat. Strawberries, strawberries. Make mighty fine treat. Yeah, they do. I say they do. Yes, they do. Hey, do you love your strawberries? No, do you love your strawberries? Me too. I put them on my ice cream. I put them on my oatmeal. I put them on my girlfriend. What are you laughing at? I put them on your girlfriend. Not so funny now, is it? Oh, well. Whatever Lola wants, I say Lola gets. And Lola wants strawberries,